This is Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron Deluxe Class Onslaught. He is part 1 of 5 of Decepticon Bruticus Build Giant Robot Gestalt. So, set of 5 to build the giant robot Bruticus from the video game Fall of Cybertron. Have a quick look at the packaging. Great, great box art. And here's the form combined Brutus. He's obviously the torso, if you're a big fan of G1 back in the 80s. Starscream not resurrected, he liberated a bunch of criminals on Cybertron, the baddest Decepticons there were, and he gave them new bodies, and Starscream, in effect, was the one who built an army of Combaticons to fight Megatron. And ever since I saw that episode, I was a big fan of the Combaticons. My two favorite Gestalt or combiner robots are Devastator and Bruticus. I've always loved those two for some weird reason. Never a big fan of not a big fan of the Autobot combiners, but the Decepticon combiners were pretty good. So those two were on top of my list. If Hasbro decides to actually come up with a Fall of Cybertron or Cybertron version of the Constructicons, I would buy that set at the drop of a hat. And this Bruticus set was a no-brainer for me. Now, having said that, how do the robots fare? If you've seen my other video reviews of the others, they're okay. This one should have been, I thought, the best one of the lot. And a lot of collectors are picking up doubles of this one. So, it's a shame Hasbro had to sell these individually. I think they should have sold it as a set, like what they did with G2, the G2 repainted Big Bad Toy Store version of this one, or the San Diego Comic-Con version, but the retail version, they sold them separately for some weird reason. I have no idea why they would do that, because individually they're okay, but you need all of them to form the big robot, and there's only one of each figure packed for each case of Wave 2, and if one guy just gets one figure and another guy needs all the other figures, he's never going to get the complete set unless the store has a lot of cases of Wave 2 in stock. But anyway, having said that, this particular figure I think looks the best. Aesthetically, he is the best. Even in alt mode, the colors are brilliant on this guy, fantastic. If you're choosing amongst several of these figures on the pegs, make sure you check out the way the eyes are painted, as well as the Decepticon symbol. Maybe the green paint apps, make sure they're not bleeding anywhere. Other than that, it's a fantastic paint job on this figure. Aesthetically, again, as I said, the silhouette is great. I mean, it's a great representation of Onslaught, albeit small to some extent. I wish it could have been bigger. But all in all, he's pretty good. Not a lot of kibble, not a lot of spaces right there. And as you can see, there's the Bruticus head. Playability, this guy's probably the worst. I say that because, well, he's got very tight leg joints. As you can see, it's very difficult to pose him. And rightly so. He is the centerpiece of Bruticus, and his hip joints are going to be Bruticus's hip joints. And these are going to be the thighs of Bruticus, as well as the shoulders. The shoulders are going to be the shoulders of Bruticus, and therefore they're very tight. Also, Hasbro somehow forgot to give this guy a legitimate in and out motion of the arms. It's only the ball joint elbows that allow him to move his forearms in and out, but the whole shoulder assembly just rotates 360 and does not move in and out, which really deflates any hopes you have of posing this guy in an epic way. So aesthetically, and transformation, great, probably the best. But playability, this guy sucks. All right, so let's get him right. He comes with this, and yeah, that too. This thing keeps popping off, on both arms. The ball joint just keeps popping off because the ball joint is the only thing securing, well, everything. But I mean, it's such a weak joint compared to the other joints that are on ratchets. This one is a little bit no, it's not a ratchet. It just ratchets at a certain point right there because of transformation. The the elbow joint is on a ratcheting hinge joint. It's very tight, and if you try and move it quickly enough, it'll just pop off that easily. No wrist joints. Ball hinge hips, like I've already said. He's got a thigh swivel hinge knee, and he's got a ball jointed head. Waist articulation, yes, because of transformation. So, yeah, he comes with this gun, which also forms the signature trademark. What do you mean signature trademark? The signature. I mean, Bruticus always had those two twin cannons from Onslaught back in G1, and this is it. All right, so transform Onslaught finally. What do you want to do? All right, go ahead and put the legs together. Collapse them this way. That. Fold this one out. It's a very thin joint. I'm so terrified that I'd break that. And I mean, if you give this toy to a kid, transforming one too many times, this little teeny tiny hinge joint is gonna snap. I can just see it. I don't know. Go ahead and fold the head down. And there's Bruticus's head, which we'll get to in a little while. Go ahead and collapse this part. It always feels like you're gonna break it for some reason. Go ahead and transform this bit like that. And then, does he tab into anywhere? No. No, he just stays there. This particular joint, just the Bruticus's hip piece or chest piece just stays there. Or does it? Oh, okay, there we go. Just snap it all the way in. And then the arms, they just fold this way, that way. Do it again on the other side. Fold. Oops. And fold in this way. And that they don't really tab into anything. They just stay there. Yeah. So, well, transformation is, well, I said it was great, but come to think of it, it's not that great at all. They don't tab into a lot of places. And there is his alt mode, Onslaught's alt mode. This one, he'll work without the gun, I think, in my opinion. There's a lot of spaces in there, but it's Cybertronian. The gun, these two inner holes, they tab here, which is a pain to put on. I don't know why Hasbro would torture kids into attaching the cannon that way. Anyway, it should peg on somewhat. Would have been better if they had a peg hole here for this one, but no, Hasbro decided to do it this way. So there he is. It's like a small truck. Could have been longer. He's supposed to be like a long truck with a cannon at the back. That was a G1 version, but look at that. Look how nice that thing is. See, that is the alt mode, and look at this. I mean, this one's cool. Don't get me wrong, it's pretty cool. But compared to that, it's like nothing. But anyway, be it as it may, it's still a very cool toy, and I can imagine why collectors want doubles of this one. So all in all, still good. Lots of gaps, but it is Cybertronian once again. So to transform him into his torso mode, which also, I think this guy's going to be repainted in the Ruination set as, was it Erector? No. I can't remember. I knew, I saw it on the internet just a couple days ago. I can't remember, but he is a torso of Ruination. Somebody tell me in the comment section below who he gets. He gets repainted orange, and his name is I cannot remember for the life of me. Must be getting old. Anyway, let's transform him into his alt mode. Impactor. There you go. Thank you. Impactor. I thought it was Erector. I had no idea why. Erector's been stuck in my head. Because he was orange and there was an orange truck called Erector. I have no idea why it came, but I actually thought they would name this guy the repaint Erector, but they named him Impactor, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, okay, let's get him into his is this it? Is this the way you do it? Hold on. Alright. Transform into torso mode. Come on. Okay, there we go. So again, you can imagine why the hip joints have to be tight, because it's also going to become the hips of Bruticus. And rotate the head this way. Not a bad representation of Bruticus. Oops, sorry. Come on, focus. What is wrong with this camera? I need an iPhone 5. So yeah, it's pretty good. You combine the rest of the limbs here and here, which are all interchangeable. Traditionally, it would be Swindle and Brawl, Blast Off and Vortex, or Vortex and Blast Off, whatever. Yes, Blast Off and Vortex. Yes, Vortex and Blast Off, and I will do a separate video to show the combined mode of these guys. And this is where you tab it in. Again, this is a pain in the ass to tab in. So there. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video review. Do stay tuned for my for the combined mode video, which I will be showing soon if I get around to doing it. It's a great toy in its own, but again, and as I said, with all the other Decepticons that combine to form Bruticus, you gotta get the entire set. You get one, you have to get the others. You know, I would not advise getting doubles of just one of the characters. If you're gonna get doubles of the entire set, just to be fair. I mean, it's a lot difficult to track everybody down all in one go, because they're going to be sold separately on retail. And just be considerate to other fellow collectors. If you're going to get doubles, get everything. Or share it with a friend, whatever. So, again, if you love this video, please click this. Please, even if you didn't like the figure, click the thumbs up icon at the bottom. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/fxfrance for my latest toy purchases and upcoming reviews. Toy hauls are on keek.com/fxfrance. And follow me on Instagram at fxfrance for my latest toy sightings here in Manila. This has been Transformers Generations, The Fall of Cybertron, Deluxe Class Onslaught, Part 1 of 5 of the Decepticon Bruticus Build Giant Robot Gestalt. Thanks for watching.